The Treasure Hunt. A story about geography and maps. One afternoon, Elmo was sipping a Figgy Fizz float at Hooper's store when Big Bird burst in. "Elmo," he shouted excitedly. "Look what I found in my mailbox this morning. A map." "Oh," said Elmo. "What's a map?" "A map is a picture that shows us where places and things are," answered Big Bird as he spread the map out on the counter. "I bet this one is a treasure map." Elmo recognized the first picture on the map right away. It showed a nest, a mailbox, and some doors. It was Big Bird's home. The treasure hunters scurried off down Sesame Street toward Big Bird's nest. When they got there, Big Bird and Elmo compared the nest with a picture on the map. "Look, Elmo," said Big Bird. "Here are my doors on the map, and there are my real doors. There's my mailbox, and here it is in the picture." "Yippee," said Elmo. Just then Little Bird flew in. He carried 2 bright balloons in his beak. "Here is your first treasure," he chirped. "Neato," said Elmo. Little Bird gave each of them a balloon. "Where to next?" Big Bird wondered as he looked at the map again. I know where the next place on the map is," said Elmo. "It's got doors, steps, and a trash can. It is 123 Sesame Street." Big Bird held the map and stood where he could look at the steps just as they were in the picture. "Yep, we're in the right place all right," said Big Bird. "Maybe Oscar knows where the treasure is," said Elmo. He knocked rat-a-tat-tat on Oscar's can. Oscar popped up and shoved 2 paper hats into Elmo's hands. "Here's your treasure," grumped Oscar. "Now get lost." The Grouch banged his trash can shut. Big Bird and Elmo laughed and put on their pretty hats. Big Bird looked at the map again to see where to go next. It showed a picture of a tree with a tire swing. There was only one place that could be. The arbor area. Big Bird and Elmo zipped off down the street. At the arbor area, Big Bird checked the map to see if they were in the right place. "Surprise!" yelled Ernie and Bert. They jumped out from behind the tree and tooted on little horns. Then Ernie and Bert gave the horns to Elmo and Big Bird. The next place on the map was a store. Big Bird recognized the Fixit shop. So Big Bird and Elmo scampered off with their balloons, hats, and tooters. When they got to the Fixit shop, Big Bird made sure they were on the right track. Sure enough, the picture on the map looked like the Fixit shop. Maria and Luis had taken Gabriella out to the park, so Telly was minding the store. He held 2 tiny baskets filled with treats. "Here's your treasure, fellows," Telly said as he gave the baskets to Big Bird and Elmo. The next place on the map was a big stone castle with towers and a moat. "Why, it's the Count's castle," said Big Bird. Big Bird and Elmo picked up their tiny baskets and tooters. Their balloons were tied around their wrists, and their hats were snugly fastened beneath their chins. "Let's go," said Big Bird, and off they went. "Greetings," called the Count. Big Bird and Elmo crossed the drawbridge over the Count's moat. "According to your map, you are in the right place. You are 2 wonderful treasure hunters. Here is your treasure." The Count handed Elmo and Big Bird each a small paper bag. Inside each bag they found a fancy paper cup, a fancy napkin, a fork, and a spoon. Big Bird and Elmo were almost at the end of the treasure hunt. There was only one picture left on the map. It showed a cave. Big Bird knew only someone who lived in a cave. The treasure hunters hurried on through the countryside. When they arrived at the cave, Big Bird looked at the map again. The cave door looked just like the one in the picture. "Yes-sirree, this is the same cave as the one on the map," said Big Bird. "It's Snuffy's cave. And he's having a party." "Whoopee!" yelled Elmo. "Party!" Lots of Sesame Street friends were there. Little Bird, Telly, Ernie and Bert, the Count, and even Oscar. A feast of Snuffy's favorite food was laid out on picnic tables. Only one thing was missing: the Snuffleupagus himself. "Here I am," snorted Snuffy as he toddled out of his cave. He was carrying a big cake decorated with a picture of a Snuffleupagus. Snuffy laid the snuffle cake down on the table and cut it into slices. "It's National Snuffleupagus Day. Thank you for celebrating it with me," said Snuffy. Big Bird, Elmo, and Snuffy gobbled up their cake. Thanks for the treasure map, Snuffy, said Big Bird. Let's have a treasure hunt every year on Snuffleupagus Day.